Hey guys, welcome to the first video. It's my 177th attempt at making a first video for my YouTube channel. Maybe someday I'll make a compilation of all 1 gazillion attempts I ever had, but you know, this I've got a lot of stuff going on today. We got first video, we have Mercedes 300D that needs rear axles. It used to belong to my Gramps, and now I'm fixing it up. Been driving it around, picking up some Honda Mopeds from my boss, the guy I work for in town. He's runs a shop in town, and I work on all sorts of random cars for him. And he's got a wild collection of really cool old small engine step-through scooters and mopeds and little dirt bikes and CT90s, all that sorts of random stuff, which is all stuff that I love to work on. I'm a big fan of small engine stuff. You know, the smaller the engine, the simpler it is, the lighter it is, the easier it is to work on. It's just fun, you know, like working on cars is a chore sometimes, and working on scooters is fun. So looking forward to that. Generally though, like, you know, a little gist for what I want to do for the channel. I have massive ideas. You know, I've got a bunch of ideas for going on awesome adventures on old motorcycles, or documenting going to pick up old pickup trucks from down south or out west and fixing those up. And so I have a lot of ideas for the channel. I'm really looking forward to, you know, starting to document some of that stuff. And you know, I just kind of upped my game a little bit. I'm trying to get all the video settings right on the GoPro that I want to do. I want to get the audio just right so that I can drive around in my truck and it's not, you know, my voice is still audible in a video. And so, you know, I'm trying to figure out all that stuff, and I need to definitely get some seat time doing some editing. So this is just my candid first video. This is what I'm wanting to do with the channel, and the first actual video or two of fixing stuff will be my Grandpa's 1985 Mercedes 300D. I've got old tractor, old motorcycle, maybe some dirt bike videos here and there. I've got, and those Honda PA50 mopeds that are on the list as well. So, you know, I'll probably splash in some videos of working on this truck and just goofy stuff going on. I have an LLC that I'm trying to get off the ground too. So, you know, all sorts of stuff going on, and I figure let's start making YouTube videos, you know? So that's where I'm at. Everybody, you should, you know, stick around, wish me luck, and more videos soon. All right, guys, I know this is random and this is my first video on YouTube, but I just left the bank. I saw this absolute unit of a step-through scooter up on the side of the road, and it had a cardboard sign that said 400 bucks takes it. So I'm gonna go take a look at this thing. This could be our first YouTube purchase here. So give me a minute here, we'll pull up and check this thing out. All right, time for a quick sit rep. So I just went and stopped and looked at that $400 Vespa. Thing has 39,000 miles on it. So I went and talked to the guy whose name I won't say because he's got one of the wildest stories I've ever heard in my life. So this guy bought this Vespa with 4,000 miles, and he's pretty much a vagabond. Like, one of the cooler dudes I've ever talked to, but I would consider it an unconventional lifestyle. So he used to take this thing to Sturgis. He would take it to Bike Week. Like, he put 35,000 miles on it in 5 years on a Vespa 150. Like, that is the most ridiculous thing. Finding a Gixxer 1000 with 39,000 miles on it is like finding hen's teeth. A Vespa 150 with 39,000 miles on it is an apocalyptic amount of miles. Thing sparked right off, runs like an absolute treat. I just took it around the yard, and it's awesome. Like, it's pretty fast. thing does. He said it'll do 70 miles an hour if you push it. I'm like, golly, dude, 70 is flying on a Vespa 150. So he was like, yeah, if you ride it at like 40, 50, thing is happy to just tool around. I'm like, that is perfect. He's got this custom-made back rack that he used to put all his luggage on because he would go take this thing across the country. So he's got a wild, like, homemade back rack for it that he would put like tent and luggage and like basically just living supplies on, and he would camp in the boonies on his Vespa 150. So the reason he's selling it for $400 is because he's leaving his house, selling worldly possessions, and riding a bicycle with a rack on it, and basically packing his life into a knapsack, getting on a bicycle and riding to Florida. Going to Florida. So that's one of the, I've bought and sold a lot of used cars and bikes and talked to a lot of cool and wacky people. This dude's absolutely legendary, and he named the Vespa Vanessa. He said she's an Italian bitch. It's like, okay. So Vanessa it is, and you guys will definitely be seeing Vanessa. I'm gonna load it up this afternoon. I didn't take any video or anything. He said, you know, he was a really cool guy and he thought the whole idea was cool, but he was like, I just don't need, you know, older guy, didn't really want to be in a YouTube video. I was like, understood, man, absolutely no worries, but I'm gonna tell some of this story because it is insane. So I'll be going back there probably. I'll probably go back this afternoon at some point with the trailer and put it on the 5x8, and then I'll show you guys that bike because it's a $400 Vespa. It's got some hard miles on it, but he like very clearly took really good care of it. And I'm gonna probably make that thing my daily driver for at least a little while for sport. But for now, that's the sit rep and wild day. So I'll be picking up a Vespa later. Also taking the axles out of a Mercedes later. Maybe even taking these mopeds out of my truck. I forgot I need to show these Honda PA50s too. They're in the bed of my truck now, so just picked up 3 scooters today. Perfect. But anyways, you know, more to come. Follow along. What's going on, all? Fast forward a couple hours, we got the old Vespa S150 home. It's a you know, 3/4 ton unit. It's a 150cc 4-stroke Vespa. So this is my first step through ever. Never felt any real desire to buy a step through scooter, except this one was $400, and it just has such a crazy story. It's got 40,000 miles on it. The guy I bought it from is an absolute character. So, you know, it is an absolute unit, but it fires right up. Thing is loyal. Like, I'll show you in a second here, but just soak it in for a second. I mean, this thing is an absolute peach. So this was the unit we're bringing home. Tassels included in that $400 price. I thought about haggling a little bit, but you know, he told me that story. He was gonna pack all his things and ride a bicycle to Florida, and I decided I probably wouldn't nickel and dime him too bad for his, you know, $400 Vespa. It didn't seem appropriate to be negotiating much, but it sparks right off, and it is pretty neat. I'll show you guys. Got an absolute hog of a cam on it too, and a massive exhaust leak. Absolute peach. Just chopping. What a unit. So that's where we're at. This thing's gonna be on the back burner for a second, but I need to get the mopeds out of the back of my truck. I need to get the axles in this Mercedes. The dirt bike we're leaving alone for right this second. It's ready to go. But I have axle boots for this thing. The wheels are off of it, and I need to fix the e-brake. But beyond that, she's ready to rock. You don't even have to worry about having a dual axle 12,000 pound GVWR car trailer. Thing was absolutely ridiculous on this trailer, but that's the hand we were dealt. So car trailer is what it got. All right, I'm gonna go bring the trailer back and we'll go from there. All right, last things last, I'm gonna go unload these Honda PA50s. Got a storage unit down the street from my house. These mopeds don't really make the cut to take up any more real estate in my garage, so I'm gonna put them in the storage unit for now. So that's the last thing for my intro video for Ben's garage. All right, so it's finally time to unload these Hondas. This is our Honda PA50 side project here a little bit. These are on the back burner. It's gonna be a little while before we get to these, but. All right, so the PA50s are unloaded. These are the bikes I picked up from the guy I work for in town. These are both 1979 Honda PA50s. So this, I think, is the one that's close to being running. The other bike I got an extra engine for it, and I got an extra carb. So I got some of the required ingredients to make this engine run and put it back in that bike, but I haven't really decided yet. It might be, that engine's too far gone, and we make two bikes into one good one. Might Frankenstein this one back together and make this the nicer one. I don't think this bike right here is too far away from running, so that's kind of where I'm at. That's gonna be a back burner project for sure. But I figured these things are pretty neat, and these are worth documenting the process a little bit. We also got an absolute monster of a wasp's nest. So that's empty at least, which is good. So a couple of ring dingers here. 50cc ring dingers. All right, gonna close it up.